how to change the basic neckline to the various style necklines that are available. Before you change your basic neckline to the neckline needed, you must measure on your body the depth, take it from your shoulder, the depth that you need and the width that you need. So the distance from your neck out will be measured and the distance from the neck down will be measured. So once you do that and you cut your neckline, it will be to your desired style. There are just some basic necklines and the variation on those is how deep you cut them or how wide you cut them. But they are the basic necklines that we'll have. So on the board I've drawn them for us, so we're going to look at them in a little more detail. Alright, so here we have your basic neckline, which is just 7 across and 3 centimeters down. And we want to make the V-neck, okay? So we make sure the neckline is in and your shoulder slope is in, so we know the shoulder stops here. Now once you know that, you cannot go any wider than there at that point, right? So we are going to be doing a V-neck. So we would measure down to the depth that you want, and then from the 3 you measure out to the width that you want. And you join this point with your ruler, and that gives you a V-neck. Then we go to the next drawing, which is your boat neck. And again, you put in your basic neckline and your basic shoulder slope. And then you widen to where you want it. So the boat neck just carries straight out like that, like a boat. Right? So you widen it. Now you notice that the blouse will be working on the quarter, so we're on the fold. Alright, over here I have the square neckline. Now there are 2 cut for this one. This is a wider one. Whenever you're doing the wider square neck, you have to bring it higher, or else it will come out too much at the side. Right, so you have to bring the deeper one now, you bring it nearer. Alright, so if you want one like what I'm wearing, which is fairly deep, you cannot go too wide at your shoulder with it. Okay, so you have this one, which is the wider one, and you have the lower one, which you have to bring in. So you cannot do the lower one too wide. Alright, so you will bring that in. Alright, so you have 2 different cuts on the square. The deeper one must be nearer to your neck here, and the wider one, the higher one can be wider. Again, remember we're putting the basic neck and the shoulder slope. Now the next one here is your sweetheart neckline, and it's 2 curved lines. Again, you measure on the body the effect that you want before you cut. Measure, important. So you don't cut and set it too wide. Measure exactly where you want it to fit. Then the last drawing I have here is the round neck, and that is cutting it low as well. It's one of the popular ones. You make sure, again, measure how deep you can wear it and how wide on this part of your shoulder. Alright, so there we have on the board the different necklines. Now, if you should look at your V-neck frontwise, it would look something like this. So that would be the front view of your V-neck. Alright? So that's your V-neck there. Your boat neck would look something like this. Straight out. There. And your arm. So that would be what your boat neck would look like. It goes straight across like that. That's your boat neck. And then your square neck will give you this. That's your arm there. So when you look at these front view, that's how it looks. After you cut and you open, your sweetheart neckline would be 2 curved lines like that. And another 2 at the bottom. And you would have your shoulder slope there. And that's what it looks like front waist. And then your round neck would be this. That's the shoulder slope. So that's what your round neck would look like. Now, if you notice, I said you must make sure your shoulder slope is in place first. Because when you widen the neckline, then the effect here is going to be different from here. Right? You would have measured the length of your blouse as well from the highest point, right, to get your fit properly. So it's important that you cut your shoulder slope before you change the neckline. Okay, now we are going to be doing them on the fabric. We're going to be cutting each neckline and then we'll cut the facing to match. I'm Villa Walker. Thanks for watching. Have a pleasant evening.